Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my March favorites. I didn't do a January or February favorites because I did have my yearly favorites up, and I continue to use those products throughout like the month of January and February. And I have, like I said, been trying out some of this stuff even into February as well, but I just didn't feel like I had enough to do a February favorite. So yeah, if you guys want to see this look, I will link it down below if it's already up, and if it's not up yet, it will be the next video up because I did do like a get ready with me. But in case you guys are wondering what's on my lips, and like I said, it's not up already, it's the Fenty Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Uncensored. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and get out the non-beauty favorites. I only have one thing that I really want to talk about, and it's a book series. It's the Maze Runner book series, and there's actually a total of 5 books, but I'm not through with the last one yet. You have the first one, which is the Maze Runner, and then you have the Scorched Trials, which is the second one, Death Cure, Kill Order, and then the other one is, oh my gosh, I can't even remember. But basically, if you guys, I haven't seen the movies yet because I wanted to read the books first, but basically if you guys haven't like read these yet, the movies are just like these 3, I believe. It's like the Maze Runner, the Scorched Trial, and the Death Cure. And then you get like the Kill Order and the next one, which is the Fever Code, I think. Because this one is like based before. Like this kind of, I almost feel like this one should have been first, because this one kind of tells you a little bit about why they're in the maze, like how, I don't know if because if you guys haven't read it, I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but I mean, okay. This tells you how the virus gets started, what Wicked is, everything is in this book. It has such a sad ending, but it's so good. Like, I liked this book better than I loved the other ones that I've read, like the Maze, the Scorched, the Death Cure. I like this one the best because I feel like you have like a background. This kind of gives you the background, whereas like when you start out with the Maze Runner, like you're kind of dropped in there. You don't really know why they're in the maze or anything till the very end, and then you have no idea like how any of the stuff happened, like any of the virus happened and things like that. And you do, this book like answers it all. The ending was just, I mean, it was sad, like, but it was still very good. But the Death Cure, it was very sad as well because one of the main characters dies. I won't say who, and in the book it's so sad. And I know they kept that part in the movie, so like I said, I'm excited to watch and see it. But the last one, this is like it literally takes place like after this book. Basically, you find out kind of who Thomas is and who Teresa is, like their background, and just kind of like the building of the maze and things. I have no idea where that ended off, but I think I was talking about like this book, the book after this one, the Fever Code, you figure out like, you learn about Teresa, you learn about Thomas, and like their background and the background of building the maze and getting there. It's not very action-packed or anything like that, but it kind of is like I said, it's almost like this book should have been first, and then the Fever Code, and then the Maze Runner, Scorched Trials, and Death Cure. But it's just, I mean, this one was definitely my favorite out of the entire series. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I love to read and I love books, and I don't know. Sorry, I know this is like supposed to be more like, I guess, a makeup channel, but like I mentioned before, I want to start incorporating other stuff like lifestyle and books and things like that because it is stuff that I really enjoy. But anyways, on to makeup. Right, now next is another highlighter. This is the Anastasia highlighter that they did with Amrezy. And first off, like, how gorgeous is like that? It's like so beautiful. Now this is a little bit dark for me, you guys can probably tell on camera anyways, but this is so gorgeous mixed with another highlighter that I'm going to mention. I think this will look gorgeous on me in the summertime when I do have more of a tan going on, but as for right now, it is a little bit dark. But the formula is like amazing. It's like when you first like touch it and swatch it, I feel like you're like, oh, okay. But then like once you kind of like put a more stiff, like I put like a more firm brush there and kind of tap it around and then apply it, it looks so wet, so intense, so beautiful. It's definitely one of my favorite highlighters. Like I wish Anastasia would come out with other shades in this formula. That's like how good it is. But like I said, where it is a little bit too dark, I have been using it with my Nars highlighting and bronzing palette. I mention this all the time because I still love it. I've been mixing it in with this shade right here because this shade right here is gorgeous, but it's a little bit too, I'm sorry if I'm blinding you guys, but it's a little bit too light for me. but I like the undertone. It's like a champagne gold, but when I mix it with that Amrezy highlighter, it's like the perfect gold for my skin tone with not being too gold. It's still kind of got like that white gold undertone, so it doesn't look like super yellow or anything on my skin tone. However, I want to mention this highlighter as well because it's my all-time favorite highlighter. I know Nars come out with some new highlighters. I'm excited to try them out, but I love this. As you guys can tell, I don't know, so you guys will see how much like I've dug into that highlighter right there, because where it's like shining off of it's kind of hard to tell, but I love this. If you can still get your hands on it, I would check it out. I know that it was limited edition, but was in stock last time I looked, so it was in stock at Sephora, but I don't know if it still is. Alright, now I do have some blushes I want to go ahead and mention. So I actually have two. One I did in this Get Ready With Me, and literally the only two blushes I've been wearing. And I know I've mentioned this one before. This is the shade Tinge by Lorac. Their blushes are amazing. They're super pigmented. You literally just need to dab your brush in there one time. Again, I wish you guys could see, of course you guys can't see like the texture on this, but how much I have used this blush. I love it. It's a blush I have on today. I think it's more of like a neutral blush, but it has a slight like tinge literally of like a pink undertone, so it's not like that nude shade. And then this is the Clinique Cheek Pop in the shade Nude Pop. Sorry, I think they're actually coming out with more shades of these, which I'm super excited about for the spring because I love this formula. It's not matte, but there's no shimmer in it, but it is gorgeous. It like gives you the most like, I feel like, beautiful formula of a blush. Like, I mean, I love matte blushes, but I feel like sometimes they can kind of make your skin look dead. I don't want to say dead because I love matte blushes, but just there's something about this formula that I feel like makes your face and everything just look so beautiful, so natural looking. I love the formula. Again, you guys can't really see, but I have about like taken off the flower in here, but I absolutely love this and I love the formula. Alright, now I have a bronzer. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It, and this is the shade Light. I tried to use as many of these products in my Get Ready With Me so you guys could see how they worked, but this has quickly become my all-time favorite bronzer. What I love about it is that it's not matte, so it gives a nice glow to the skin, but the undertone's not like red, it's not orange, it's almost like a very like golden undertone, but still quite neutral. It's so unique. Again, it's the bronzer that I have on today. I feel like the formula just like makes your skin look like there's life to it, like the sun has hit it. And don't let the Lumi part scare you because I have oily skin and this bronzer lasts on me all day. I love this formula. Like, my favorite drugstore bronzer was the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, but this one has quickly taken its place. I even like this over my high-end bronzers. There's just something about the formula. It's not overly pigmented like a product that I'm going to mention here in a second. It's just very easy to build up, which I do really like. So I'll just go ahead and swatch it for you guys, so you guys can kind of see, and then I'm going to show you the other one I'm going to talk about. So you guys can see it's just like a nice subtle glow. Now I do want to mention this one from Anastasia because I did get her new bronzers. This is the shade Tawny. I think this was the one that had the more like neutral undertone because the other one said warm. This has a very red undertone. I mean, the difference is crazy. I'll just show you guys like compared to them in the pan. Like, the colors are so crazy. But this one is very nice. The formula is very smooth, but you need to literally just barely put your brush in there and you're going to get so much pigment. Very, very smooth. This one I do like, in my opinion, just a little bit more to go in with light-handed and to kind of go back over it with my L'Oreal one, because I feel like this on its own is just a little bit too red for me, but the formula and how it blends and looks on the skin is absolutely beautiful. Just the color I feel like is just a little bit too red in my opinion, but I think in the summertime when I've got a little bit more of a tan, I'm going to really love it. But I did want to mention that because I have been mixing the two. What I'll do is, like I said, is I'll barely tap my brush in there. You guys can see where I've just been like tapping, and I will go ahead and just bronze again, just very lightly. I can literally do one complete side of my face, like my forehead and my cheekbones, with just one dip, and then the other side, and then I'll come in with the L'Oreal one to go back over top of it to kind of just tone it down a little bit and add a little bit more of like a sheen to it, because that bronzer is matte. Alright, now moving on to eyes. I have two eyeshadow palettes I want to mention. The first one's the BH Cosmetics Glam Reflection Palette, and I just blinded you guys, I'm sorry. This one just looks like this. This is the more neutral one. I have swatches, and I also demo this one in there, and I love this palette. Like, I have been very into like neutral everyday eyeshadow looks. Of course, this one that I'm wearing is not, but this palette and the next one I'm about to mention, like, I just love because they're neutral. They're easy to work with. This blends so incredibly well. Again, there's not too many deeper shades. There's a couple right here, but not too many. But that's what I like about it, is the fact that it's like, I mean, you can do a more intense look with this, but it's more like these neutral shades that I've been kind of going with in these lighter tone shades. I love this palette. It's amazing. I love the formula. I love the shimmers, even though I have been using it more for the mattes. And then this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I love this palette as well. So this is what I use to create my look today, and I just love it. It's so good, so pigmented, but again, you just dip your brush in there and one time and they build up so nicely, they blend out so nicely. These shimmer shades do have a little bit more fallout like these two right here, but then you do get these three, which are a little bit more of like a softer kind of finish. They're not as like metallic and in your face, which I don't mind. I like ones that are a little bit more subtle because again, you can kind of wear them every day. But I love this palette. Like Anastasia, she has like killed it. I love the Prism. I love the Subculture. I even love I ended up getting the Modern Renaissance palette, and even though I've only used it once, I do still really like it so far. Alright, now it's some like new products that are like new to me and new kind of out there. This is the Origins Original Skin Pore Perfecting Primer. I freaking love this. I was going to do a whole video on this, but time just kind of got away from me. I got the flu and wasn't able to film, but I love this. It just makes my skin, like, it gives you that cooling effect like it says on the skin, so I feel like it just almost kind of like awakens your skin, I guess you could say, but it still fills in my pores really nicely and just creates such a gorgeous base for, I feel like, any foundation. Like, I was on the fence about that Bobbi Brown foundation, if you guys remember me doing that video on that. Like, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. But with this primer, I love it. It's like any foundation I don't like, if I use this primer, I love it. It's just so good. It's a little bit more on the pricey side. I think this is like $38, $32, $38, something like that, but I think it's worth every penny. Alright, now for foundation, I have an oldie and a new one. So I'll start with the new one. This is the Essence Fresh and Fit Awake Makeup. You guys can see I already used quite a bit. I love this because, like, I like matte skin, especially in the summertime. Like, I can already tell this isn't going to hold up, but for this, I think that the coverage is really nice. You guys can probably still see some of my breakouts right here. It is more of like a medium coverage, but I think you can build it up, not to like a full coverage, but I just like to spot conceal if I'm having like terrible breakouts. But this just makes my skin look so incredibly beautiful, flawless. Anytime I wear this, anybody's always like, do you have foundation on? I'm like, yeah, and like, your skin looks flawless. It doesn't sink into my pores, it doesn't sink into my fine lines, and I'm thinking this is like $5.99. I love this. I tried out a couple things from that Essence line when they did that like launch of all their new stuff, and this was one of the things that I did decide to keep, and I love it. And then next, this is a Smashbox Studio Skin. As you guys can see, like, it is almost gone. I've got like a tiny bit down there at the bottom if you can see. I'd say I've probably got like 1 to 2 more uses left. I love this. I have no idea why I stopped using it. This is the same way. It doesn't sink into my fine lines. It's like that Essence one, except this one I feel like it's a little more on the matte side, but I still think it looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful. It just looks like skin. I definitely feel like I'm going to have to repurchase this in a deeper shade though, because summer's coming on and 1.1 like matches me now, but I don't think it's going to match me in the summertime. But I really like this. It's amazing, and as you guys can tell, I've used the whole thing. Alright, now on to some more eye stuff like mascaras. I have 2 here, the Loreal Voluminous Lash Paradise and the Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Mascara. Love this for the bottom lash line. It lasts all day. It never smudges. This is really good. It doesn't flake like the Too Faced one does. I do feel like it gives me nice volume, nice length. Doesn't give me as much volume as the Too Faced one, no. But I do like the fact that this doesn't smudge or flake. And I did have the issue with the Too Faced one flaking a lot. So I do have really been loving those. And then lastly for eyes, this is the Stila Shimmer and Glow. And this is in the shade Cloud. This color, like, it's so beautiful. So this is like a lavender color, but it has like a gold reflex to it. Every time I wear this, my sister is like, that just makes your blue eyes pop, and I love these. They recently come out with another shade which was like a pink with like a gold to it, and I'm really excited to pick it up as well. But I love these shimmer glows. Again, you guys can tell probably right there about how much I've used already, because my other ones, you can tell I've used a lot of Kitten Karma but not of the Rose Gold Retro. But I love these. Stila, I feel like nobody has duped these exact yet. I've tried so many, and I don't know, I feel like these are worth the money because they are so good. Alright, and then last 2 products. This is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I have the shade Light Natural. I also have the shade Porcelain right here as well, but Porcelain's a little bit too dark for underneath my eyes. I like this. Now, this is one of those that I do feel like when my under eye area is like a little bit more on the dry side, it does not look the best. So I don't reach for this if it's really dry underneath there. Like if I haven't been drinking a lot of water, I can really tell a difference in my skin. But as long as I just keep like an oil underneath here, I've been using the new one that Miranda Kerr come out with in her line. It comes in like an orange tube. It's like got like a cooling effect on top. It's really, really nice, and I highly recommend it. But I like this. I like the coverage. It's more medium coverage. The color selection does suck with this, but I do really like it. And then lastly, this is from Viseart. This is just what they're calling their setting powder, and I love it. And honestly, I wouldn't expect anything less from them. The powder is like so finely milled and like so smooth underneath the skin. Like it feels like silk underneath there when you set your eyes. I don't really like this to set the rest of my face just because I do like something that gives you some coverage, like my Loreal one. But this, I just feel like it's so smooth underneath there. I feel like if my concealer or anything just even looks bad, I just feel like setting it with a powder, which, you know, usually you think makes your concealer look worse. This doesn't. It just like smooths everything out underneath there. I just love how it feels. It keeps my concealer from creasing all day, at least the Catrice one and my Wet n Wild one. And I don't know, I love it. I'd highly recommend it. Viseart, they're definitely becoming like one of my favorite brands because you guys know I fell in love with their eyeshadows, and now they've converted me to one of their powders. And yeah, that's even taken place with the Cover FX one, which you guys know I was obsessed with. But yeah, guys, that is it. So like I said, I know that I didn't have too many products this month, but I hope to kind of start experimenting with some of these new launches that's coming out since I'm better. But yeah, if you guys have any requests or anything, just let me know down below. And also, don't forget to let me know some more like book series, because like I said, I purchased a new one, but I like to have several series, so like I never run out. But yeah, just let me know down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.